Lu Yu was known as a complete failure. Despite running a pet shop, he didn't even possess a beast-taming talent, making him the laughingstock of every beast tamer. Still, Lu Yu confidently claimed that the weakest-looking pets in his shop were worth millions. No one believed him. One customer mocked him for asking $3 million for an ordinary slime, insisting she could buy a star-tier pet for the same price. But Lu Yu calmly revealed the truth. This wasn't an ordinary slime. It was a mutated beast with the Devour talent, capable of endlessly increasing its potential as long as it had enough resources. According to him, it could even evolve into a monarch-tier monster one day. Before the customer could decide, Lu Yu's ex-girlfriend, Bai Wei, walked into the shop and immediately started mocking him. She reminded everyone that Lu Yu had been kicked out of the prestigious Lu family, and laughed at the fact that someone without a beast-taming talent was trying to sell pets. Instead of arguing, Lu Yu simply let the customer judge for herself. After feeding the slime a silver-grade ration, everyone watched in disbelief as it instantly evolved. Its potential jumped from awakening rank 5 to awakening rank 9, and it even awakened a brand new water skill. The customer immediately bought the slime without hesitation. The moment the sale was completed, a mysterious system activated. After waiting for 12 years, Lu Yu had finally awakened his own beast-taming talent. The system rewarded him with the SSS-Rank Talent, Dark Hell, allowing every dark-type pet under his control to become significantly stronger while increasing their growth potential. For Lu Yu, this was the beginning of his revenge. Years earlier, after losing both of his parents, he had been adopted by the Lu family, but everything had been a lie. His adoptive mother had only raised him to steal his rare dragon talent origin and transfer it to her own son. After taking everything from him, she threw him away like worthless trash. Ever since that day, Lu Yu had sworn to reclaim everything that was stolen from him. Back in the present, Bai Wei continued insisting that Lu Yu was nothing more than a fraud. Just then, the system reminded him that only one more pet needed to be sold before he could receive another SSS rank reward. Seeing the opportunity, Lu Yu revealed another mutated beast, a tiny skeleton. Bai Wei burst into laughter, convinced he was trying to scam people again. However, Lu Yu explained that this wasn't an ordinary undead creature. It was a mutated emperor skeleton. As long as it continued killing enemies, its potential would grow without limit, until it eventually evolved into the legendary Necromancer Emperor. Unable to accept his claims, Bai Wei called Manager Yang, an expert beast tamer, hoping he would expose Lu Yu's lies. But the moment Manager Yang examined the tiny skeleton with his appraisal ability, his expression completely changed. He instantly recognized its limitless growth talent, and realized this was an unbelievably rare mutated beast. Without wasting another second, he asked Lu Yu a single question. "Is this skeleton for sale?" Even Bai Wei stood frozen in disbelief, as the expert confirmed that Lu Yu had been telling the truth all along. Manager Yang's answer completely destroyed Bai Wei's confidence. Not only did he confirm that the slime was genuine, but he also revealed that it possessed a rare growth talent capable of evolving far beyond ordinary pets. Then he turned his attention to the tiny skeleton. The moment he inspected it, his eyes lit up. Without hesitation, he begged Lu Yu to sell it. Lu Yu calmly replied that the price was fixed at $3 million. To everyone else's surprise, Manager Yang felt the price was unbelievably cheap. He immediately paid without negotiating, convinced he had just obtained a priceless treasure. Watching everything unfold, Bai Wei was left speechless. Moments ago, she had mocked Lu Yu for being a fraud. Now two valuable mutated beasts had been recognized by one of the strongest beast tamers around. Unable to accept reality, she demanded another mutated pet. Lu Yu refused without hesitation. He reminded her that she had looked down on every beast he showed her, so she had already lost her chance. Furious, Bai Wei mocked him once again for being a useless man without a beast-taming talent. This time, however, Lu Yu revealed the truth. He had already awakened his talent for a second time. The overwhelming pressure radiating from his body instantly shocked everyone. Even Manager Yang could tell that Lu Yu possessed at least an A-rank talent, while Shen believed it had to be S-rank or even higher. To avoid attracting unnecessary attention, Lu Yu simply admitted to having an S-rank talent. The revelation completely shattered Bai Wei. Realizing she had thrown away someone who had suddenly become a genius, she shamelessly offered to get back together with him. Lu Yu rejected her without the slightest hesitation. Then he ordered her to leave his shop. After closing the store, Lu Yu officially completed the system's first mission. As a reward, the system shop was finally unlocked. Ignoring the free rewards, Lu Yu immediately checked the premium section. After browsing through several beasts, one creature instantly caught his attention: the world-destroying demon dragon. Without hesitation, he spent every single point he had to purchase it. Moments later, a gigantic dragon appeared right inside the shop. Even as a newborn, its size was enormous. The system revealed that the dragon already possessed Overlord Rank 10 potential, an unbelievable level that placed it just one step below the legendary Sovereign rank. It also possessed terrifying abilities that allowed it to continuously grow stronger by absorbing darkness and even steal the power of defeated dragon-type enemies. Completely satisfied, Lu Yu immediately formed a contract with the demon dragon. Using his Dark Hell talent, he poured dark energy directly into his new companion. Within seconds, the dragon reached Awakening Tier 10. Unfortunately, it couldn't evolve any further because Lu Yu's own beast-taming space was still too weak. Realizing his own strength had become the biggest limitation, Lu Yu knew his next priority was clear. He had to become stronger as quickly as possible. Before ending the day, he gave the dragon one simple command. To his surprise, the massive beast instantly shrank into a tiny, adorable dragon that could comfortably sit on his shoulder. Looking at his new partner, Lu Yu couldn't help but smile. Back at the dormitory, Nan, also known as Shen, returned with excitement after obtaining a new pet beast. Eager to show it off, she called Roy Yun over. The moment Roy Yun realized the creature was a slime, her excitement disappeared. She immediately urged Nan to hide it before Chu Ying noticed. But the warning came too late, as Chu Ying had already arrived and seen everything. Chu Ying reminded Nan that bringing ornamental pet beasts into the dormitory was against the rules. Roy Yun quickly stepped in, explaining that Nan had not done it intentionally. Nan defended herself by arguing that the slime was not an ornamental creature at all, meaning she had not violated any regulations. Chu Ying found the claim unbelievable and questioned whether Nan truly intended to form a contract with what she considered a worthless slime. As an Awakening Tier 10 beast tamer who owned a powerful steel wolf, Chu Ying could not understand Nan's decision. The black-haired girl accompanying her also found the situation ridiculous, especially since Nan possessed an A-rank talent that should have allowed her to choose far stronger companions. Nan calmly explained that the slime was actually a mutated pet beast, capable of devouring materials and continuously becoming stronger. Chu Ying dismissed the explanation, insisting that slimes were naturally limited and could never grow beyond Tier 3. Nan countered by revealing that she had already contracted the slime and that it had reached Awakening Tier 5. Even then, the others refused to believe her, arguing that no amount of resources could ever raise a slime to the transcendent level. Roy Yun became concerned that Nan had been deceived into believing false information. Determined to prove the truth, Nan compared the investment Chu Ying had poured into raising her steel wolf, which amounted to millions. Chu Ying remained confident, pointing out that her steel wolf already possessed Awakening Tier 9 potential. Nan then revealed that the materials she was about to use were worth 1.2 million and claimed they would demonstrate exactly what the slime was capable of. The slime absorbed several valuable red orbs. Chu Ying mocked the process, believing the resources were being wasted through improper use. Roy Yun, however, quickly noticed something extraordinary, as every material was completely absorbed without leaving anything behind. Energy began swirling around the slime before its strength rapidly increased. It first reached Awakening Tier 5, then continued climbing until it achieved Awakening Tier 10. Roy Yun watched in complete disbelief. Chu Ying carefully examined the slime, unable to ignore what had just happened. Before anyone could recover from the shock, Nan revealed that the transformation was not yet complete. The slime's growth potential had also evolved, reaching at least the Starry Sky rank. Chu Ying found the claim impossible to accept, struggling to understand how an ordinary slime could possess such overwhelming potential. Frustration eventually turned into anger, leading her to challenge Nan to a duel. The battle began with Chu Ying sending out her steel wolf, fully confident in its durability and strength. The wolf rushed forward, expecting an easy victory. Instead, the slime unleashed a crimson water spear powerful enough to leave Chu Ying stunned. The attack resembled a transcendent rank skill, something she never imagined a slime could perform. Moments later, her steel wolf was defeated. Nan emerged victorious and reminded Chu Ying that the creature she had looked down upon was actually a mutated pet beast with extraordinary abilities. Despite the insults and confrontation, Nan chose not to hold a grudge, considering they were still roommates. Before the conversation could continue, Roy Yun eagerly asked where the slime had been obtained. Nan suggested discussing everything privately after they returned to their room. The following day, a man visited a newly opened pet shop and became curious about one of the pet beasts inside. Mistaking a worm-like creature for an ordinary species, he thought it would make a perfect present for his younger sister and asked to purchase it. Yu explained that the creature was not for sale because it was already his contracted pet beast. The customer refused to accept the answer and insisted that any price would be acceptable. Although growing irritated, Yu politely repeated that the pet beast would never be sold. Feeling humiliated by the refusal, the man summoned his black feather crow to force the issue. Yu dismissed the reckless action as foolish. The seemingly harmless worm immediately released an overwhelming dark aura that bound the crow and slammed it into the ground with ease. At the same moment, the man suffered severe backlash and coughed up blood. He stared in disbelief after witnessing his black feather crow lose instantly. As he tried to understand what had happened, he realized the terrifying aura belonged to a demon dragon species. The revelation completely shocked him because even the prestigious Luo family, renowned as the greatest beast-taming family, possessed nothing comparable. Realizing he had challenged someone far beyond his level, he wisely abandoned any further confrontation and hurried away. Yu simply watched him flee and remarked that the encounter had been disappointingly dull. The injured man rushed to the hospital, where his treatment ended up costing 5 million. He could hardly believe that provoking the mysterious pet beast had resulted in such an enormous medical expense after only a single exchange. While moving through the hospital, the man accidentally collided with another person and was immediately confronted. The stranger turned out to be Luo Tianan, the young master of the Luo family. Recognizing him as his elder brother, the injured man asked why he was there. Luo Tianan explained that he was investigating the individual responsible for causing the Luo family such humiliation. Without hesitation, the injured man warned that the mysterious beast tamer was someone the Luo family should avoid provoking. Luo Tianan found that impossible to believe. Convinced that no one could intimidate his family, the man then revealed the reason for his fear, explaining that the beast tamer had contracted a demon dragon species. Hearing those words left Luo Tianan completely stunned. Tianan explained that beast tamers capable of commanding a demon dragon had become almost non-existent over the years. Without wasting any time, he instructed Lu to lead him to the mysterious beast tamer immediately. Lu warned that even Tianan might not stand a chance against such an opponent, but Tianan made it clear that he had no intention of fighting. His purpose was to apologize instead. At that moment, Lu realized how much more perceptive his older brother was. Tianan understood that nearly every elite beast tamer in Magic City belonged to the Luo family. If the family truly possessed a demon dragon, they would never have kept such an extraordinary existence hidden. Therefore, anyone capable of controlling one was almost certainly connected to the Luo family in some way. The brothers soon arrived at Yu's pet shop. Seeing them approach, Yu assumed Lu had returned with reinforcements after losing previously. Before the misunderstanding could continue, Tianan struck Lu on the head, forcing him to bow while personally apologizing to Yu for his younger brother's actions. Lu quickly followed with a sincere apology of his own. To show the Luo family's goodwill, Tianan presented a gift as compensation for the offense. The item was a platinum-ranked space-taming crystal, an extremely valuable resource used to expand beast-taming space. Yu immediately recognized its worth. The timing could not have been better, as he had recently been searching for a way to enlarge his own beast-taming space. Curious about Tianan's background, after seeing such an expensive treasure, Yu nevertheless accepted the gesture and dismissed then earlier conflict as nothing more than a minor misunderstanding, explaining that he had no interest in holding a grudge against someone so young. While speaking, Yu casually observed Tianan's aura and accurately concluded that he had recently broken through to a higher realm, unlocking an additional pet beast slot. Tianan praised Yu's sharp perception before revealing that he had advanced to the fire-type Starry Sky rank only a few days earlier and had successfully opened his third contract slot. Hearing this, Yu mentioned that he happened to own a Scarlet Flame chicken perfectly suited to Tianan's talent. The pet beast was available for 3 million, making the offer seem almost perfectly timed. The little chick appeared unusually proud of itself as the proposal was made. Tianan quickly became interested, although Lu quietly questioned whether purchasing it was really the wisest use of their money. Yu noticed their hesitation and asked whether they believed he was intentionally making things difficult for them. Tianan immediately denied the thought, explaining that he simply failed to understand why Yu had specifically recommended the Scarlet Flame chicken. Yu then revealed the creature's true value. Although it appeared ordinary, the Scarlet Flame chicken possessed the unique ability to refine any type of flame it absorbed, while continuously improving its own potential. The explanation left Tianan astonished, and he requested permission to test the pet beast himself. Summoning his cold flame, Tianan watched in disbelief as the tiny chicken showed no fear whatsoever. Instead of avoiding the attack, it swallowed the flame whole. Moments later, its aura surged dramatically, becoming even stronger than before. Witnessing such an unbelievable transformation convinced Tianan that the creature was anything but an ordinary Scarlet Flame chicken. In his eyes, it was destined to become a future Flame Emperor. Deeply grateful, Tianan expressed that the Luo family would never forget such generosity. Yu brushed aside the gratitude, insisting that it was only a pet beast, and nothing worth making such a fuss over. Curious about Yu's identity, Tianan cautiously asked whether he had any connection to the Lu family, the strongest dragon-taming clan. The mention of the Lu family caused Yu's expression to turn cold. He firmly stated that he had already severed all ties with them long ago. From Yu's reaction alone, Tianan understood that a deep resentment existed between him and the Lu family, so he wisely avoided asking any further questions. After the brothers departed, Yu finally decided to use the space-taming crystal. Entering his beast-taming space, he activated the resource and absorbed its immense spatial energy. The system announced that his beast-taming space had expanded to 100,000 square meters, while successfully advancing to Transcendent Tier 1. Yu couldn't help but remark that reaching an entirely new level simply by consuming such a valuable resource was certainly an expensive method of cultivation. With his own breakthrough complete, it was finally time for his most powerful companion to evolve as well. A dazzling golden light enveloped the world-destroying demon dragon, as the system confirmed its successful advancement to Transcendent Level 1. Along with the breakthrough, the dragon gained the Red Star-ranked skill Dragon-Slaying Demon Soul, granting it the ability to devour dragon-type pet beasts and acquire the devastating power of soul-destroying dragon slaying. At the same time, the dragon awakened its dark demon dragon blood soul, further amplifying the destructive force of its soul-based dragon-slaying abilities. With both Yu's beast-taming space and the world-destroying demon dragon entering the transcendent rank together, their overall strength reached an entirely new level. The dragon released a thunderous roar that echoed through the surroundings, demonstrating the immense power it had just obtained. Watching the successful evolution, Yu smiled confidently and assured his dragon that before long, it would finally have the chance to feast on the flesh of real dragons. The mythical pet shop was unusually peaceful that morning. Yu spent some time on the phone checking on Nan's progress with the slime. Nan happily reported that the slime had already advanced to Awakening Tier 10, while its growth potential had risen to Starry Sky ranked Tier 9. She also mentioned that Yang had temporarily shut down his own shop, so he could devote all of his attention to training the little skeleton. Elsewhere, Yang's unusual training method was in full swing. A terrified chicken sprinted through the slaughterhouse as the little skeleton relentlessly chased after it. After only 10 days of non-stop training, the little skeleton had already reached Transcendent Rank Tier 3. Nearby, piles of freshly prepared chickens reflected just how much work had been done. The experienced butchers watched with amazement, commenting that young people worked at incredible speed. Others explained that such efficiency was expected from a transcendent rank beast tamer like Yang. Someone even joked that after slaughtering 100,000 chickens in only 2 days, the chickens themselves would probably start calling him Yama. Yang revealed that his time at the chicken slaughterhouse was coming to an end. When asked whether he had finally realized that such work was beneath a transcendent rank beast tamer, he surprised everyone by explaining that his next destination would be a pig slaughterhouse instead. His goal was to earn an official slaughtering certificate, allowing him access to facilities that processed far stronger beasts. Those higher-level slaughterhouses contained countless awakening rank and even transcendent rank fierce beasts, providing the perfect environment for even greater growth. Yang believed that once the little skeleton accumulated enough experience there, it could eventually reach Starry Sky rank, or perhaps even surpass that level altogether. When Yu learned about Yang's training strategy, he burst into laughter. In his opinion, the slaughterhouse was practically designed for the little skeleton. Constant combat allowed it to steadily accumulate killing intent, while the overwhelming number of opponents compensated for their individual weakness. Yu even believed that if Yang continued progressing at this pace, he had the potential to one day become a radiant sun-rank beast tamer. As if confirming his thoughts, Yang soon sent another message, announcing that the little skeleton had officially broken through to Transcendent Rank Tier 3. He also informed Yu that a customer had recently asked for recommendations, and he had directed them to the Divine Dragon Shop. The news immediately lifted Yu's mood. Business had been slow lately, so any referral was welcome. Only moments later, another message arrived from Tianan. He explained that his younger sister had just awakened her beast-taming talent and wanted to visit the shop to choose her first companion. Yu immediately welcomed the visit. With everything settled for the moment, Yu relaxed in his chair while enjoying a cup of coffee. The little dragon rested comfortably across his lap as he quietly reflected on the future. His next objective was to expand his beast-taming space once again, so the world-destroying demon dragon could achieve another breakthrough. Not long afterward, the shop door opened, bringing in a new customer. Yu instantly became more energetic, thinking that business might finally be improving. The visitor was Zhang Xiaorong, the manager of the influential Zhang family, one of Magic City's major clans. Looking around the modest shop, Xiaorong questioned what valuable creatures such an ordinary place could possibly offer. He explained that Yang had highly recommended the shop, claiming its pet beasts were exceptional. Yu responded modestly, saying he would not claim to have the absolute best selection, but every pet beast in his store belonged to the high-end category. Xiaorong dismissed the statement with obvious skepticism. To him, there was no chance such a small shop could possess anything truly valuable. Yu could only smile awkwardly before presenting one of the available pet beasts. Inside a cage sat a small goblin. Before Yu could properly introduce it, Xiaorong interrupted, dismissing it as nothing more than an ordinary low-level goblin. He mocked the idea of calling such a creature high-end, and remarked that if Yu had displayed something genuinely impressive, he might have recommended the shop to the Zhang family. Instead, he concluded that Yu had completely wasted the opportunity. Growing increasingly arrogant, Xiaorong even threatened to have the shop shut down within 3 days. Yu's patience was beginning to wear thin when another pair of visitors entered. A young girl with twin pigtails stepped inside, while casually commenting on the influence of the Zhang family. Tianan entered alongside her. The moment Xiaorong recognized them, his confidence disappeared. He immediately wondered whether they had also come to purchase pet beasts. A frightening possibility crossed his mind, as he realized the shop might actually have the backing of the Luo family. Since the Zhang family's businesses depended heavily on the Luo family's support, offending someone connected to them would have disastrous consequences. Ignoring Xiaorong completely, the young woman walked directly toward Yu. Tianan respectfully bowed and greeted him with the courtesy reserved for a senior. Meanwhile, the young girl blushed slightly after seeing Yu for the first time. Xiaorong was completely confused. Yu appeared barely older than a young adult, yet someone like Tianan was treating him with such respect. Before he could voice his doubts, Tianan sharply silenced him. At that instant, Xiaorong realized he had made a serious mistake by provoking someone who clearly held an important position in the eyes of the Luo family. Tianan then introduced his younger sister, Luo Jingqing. After greeting her, Yu agreed to address her simply as Jingqing, just as she preferred. Although the atmosphere settled, Yu remained distracted by another concern. The goblin still had not been sold, and without earning even a single cent that week, helping the world-destroying demon dragon achieve its next breakthrough would become far more difficult. Sensing Yu's concern, Tianan guessed that the unsold goblin was the reason for his troubled expression. Without asking about its abilities, he immediately offered to purchase it. Jingqing was surprised by the decision, and pointed out that he had not even learned what the goblin could do. Tianan simply replied that he trusted Yu's judgment completely. Seeing that they were genuinely interested, Yu finally prepared to give them a complete introduction to the goblin and its true capabilities. Yu explained that the goblin possessed an extraordinary ability, unlike ordinary pet beasts. Instead of relying solely on training, it could continuously improve both its aptitude and overall strength through reproduction. As the goblin became stronger, each new generation would have a greater chance of being born with exceptional talent and higher potential. Over time, this endless cycle could produce an entire race of increasingly powerful goblins. The explanation instantly changed the atmosphere. Upon hearing the goblin's true ability, Xiaorong realized he had just dismissed a priceless treasure. Meanwhile, Tianan immediately asked Yu to sell the goblin to the Luo family. In Tianan's eyes, the 3 great dragon-taming families had risen to prominence, by building their strength around dragon species. The goblin's unique breeding potential offered a completely different path to dominance. He could already imagine the Luo family creating an army whose strength would continue multiplying generation after generation. Yu had no preference regarding the buyer and agreed to complete the sale. However, he reminded Tianan that the goblin needed to be contracted by a beast tamer as soon as possible. Curious about his plans, Yu asked whether Tianan already had a suitable candidate, joking that such a peculiar-looking pet beast might not be the best match for a beautiful young lady. Tianan revealed that he already had someone in mind. The candidate was the illegitimate son of the Luo family's previous patriarch. After his mother's secret execution, at the hands of the current family head's legal wife, the young man had been left with nothing. Tianan explained that he had personally given him the opportunity to return to the Luo family, making him someone whose loyalty could be trusted completely. The revelation left Xiaorong horrified. He realized he had accidentally overheard information that should never have reached an outsider. Even more surprising was how casually Tianan discussed such sensitive family matters in front of Yu. As soon as Tianan noticed Xiaorong's reaction, he shot him a cold glance. Xiaorong immediately pretended not to have seen or heard anything. For a brief moment, Tianan even considered permanently silencing him. Realizing the danger he was in, Xiaorong desperately acted as though he were both blind and deaf, repeatedly insisting that he was nothing more than an insignificant person. Tianan ultimately spared him, but warned him to treat the incident as a lesson. He made it clear that if even the slightest rumor about the conversation spread, the consequences would be severe. Xiaorong hurriedly swore that he would never reveal a single word. Watching the entire exchange unfold, Yu found the situation rather amusing, believing Xiaorong's quick thinking had probably saved his life. Once the matter was settled, Jingqing complained that Tianan had already chosen the goblin for someone else, leaving her without a pet beast of her own. Pouting slightly, she insisted that she also wanted a powerful companion. Tianan reassured his sister that Yu would certainly have an even better pet beast suited specifically to her abilities. The promise immediately brightened her mood. Excited by the possibility, she eagerly approached Yu and explained that she possessed the A-rank beast-taming talent known as Ice Soul. She hoped to find an ice-element pet beast comparable to her brother's Scarlet Flame Chicken. Yu smiled and replied that he had already selected the perfect match. The pet beast he recommended was an ice fox. Jingqing quickly asked whether the ice fox could refine exotic ice, in the same way the Scarlet Flame Chicken refined powerful flames. Yu praised her for asking the right question, before explaining that the ice fox could indeed absorb and refine all kinds of extraordinary ice, allowing its strength and potential to increase without limit. To demonstrate its compatibility, Yu invited Jingqing to test it herself. She infused the ice fox with a strand of her ice soul energy. The result immediately exceeded her expectations. The fox effortlessly refined the energy, and its pure white fur gradually developed a beautiful pale blue tint, proving that it had perfectly absorbed her power. Delighted by what she had witnessed, Jingqing eagerly asked for the price. In her opinion, even if the ice fox cost 100 million, it would still be worth every penny. Yu calmly answered that the price had not changed at all. Just like the Scarlet Flame Chicken, the ice fox cost only 3 million. Without hesitation, Tianan informed Yu that a total of 6 million had already been transferred, covering both purchases. He sincerely thanked Yu for taking such good care of the Luo family. Yu simply accepted the gratitude with a calm response before concluding the transaction. Just as the conversation came to an end, the world-destroying demon dragon suddenly let out a deep, low growl. Yu's attention immediately shifted toward the street outside the shop. Although everything appeared perfectly quiet, he could clearly sense the overwhelming aura of a giant dragon concealed somewhere nearby. A faint smile spread across his face as he acknowledged that whoever was hiding possessed remarkable skill at masking their presence. At that moment, Yu understood exactly what was happening. The Lu family had finally decided to make their move. Within the spacious grounds of a grand estate, a giant dragon rested quietly in the garden, while the surrounding servants carried on with their duties. Before long, one of them hurried over to summon a trusted subordinate, informing him that the mistress wished to see him immediately. When the man arrived, the mistress questioned the progress of the assignment she had given him years earlier. She reminded him that he had been ordered to keep constant watch over Yu, while also searching for the fortune Yu's parents had supposedly hidden before their deaths. Despite all the time that had passed, no trace of the hidden wealth had ever been found. The subordinate immediately knelt and reported that an unexpected development had recently occurred. According to the information he had gathered, Yu had somehow regained his beast-taming talent and had even formed a contract with a mysterious black dragon. The report left the mistress visibly stunned. She knew better than anyone that Yu's original talent had already been extracted years ago. The idea that he had become a beast tamer once again made no sense to her. Unable to understand how such an impossible event had happened, she reached a single conclusion. Yu could no longer be allowed to remain alive. The subordinate instantly understood the order without needing any further explanation. Meanwhile, back at the Divine Dragon shop, Yu received a notification from the system. Having successfully sold 5 pet beast cubs, he had completed another achievement. As a reward, the system granted him a random SSS-Rank Beast Taming talent and asked whether he wished to claim it immediately. Yu accepted without hesitation. Moments later, the system announced that he had awakened the legendary SSS-Rank Beast Taming talent, known as God-Slaying Heavenly Fire. The instant the new talent awakened, an overwhelming pressure erupted throughout the shop. Tianan and Jingqing were caught completely off guard. Unable to withstand the terrifying aura, both of them collapsed to their knees under its immense weight. From the sheer intensity of the pressure alone, Tianan realized that Yu had just awakened another fire-type beast-taming talent. However, he also understood that no ordinary S-rank talent could ever generate such a terrifying presence. A startling possibility suddenly crossed his mind. Yu might actually possess the legendary SSS-rank talent. Completely unaware of what they had experienced, Yu looked at the siblings in confusion and wondered why they had suddenly fallen to their knees. Embarrassed, Tianan awkwardly blamed his unsteady legs before deciding it was best to leave immediately. Although Jingqing wanted to remain at the shop a little longer, Tianan quickly persuaded her to return home instead. After bidding Yu farewell, the siblings departed, and the shop finally closed for the day. The peace did not last long. Not long afterward, a man arrived outside the shop while riding a massive green dragon. Without any hesitation, he openly challenged Yu, announcing that the time had come for him to die. Rather than showing fear, Yu simply laughed. In his eyes, the man had deliberately chosen the path that would lead to his own destruction. The dragon rider dismissed Yu's confidence as arrogance. He declared that allowing Yu to survive until now had already been an act of mercy. Yu answered with icy calm, revealing that he had remained alive for only one reason. He intended to take revenge. His words brought back painful memories from years earlier. As a child, Yu had desperately begged a trusted servant known as Uncle Day to save him after learning that the family intended to strip away his beast-taming talent. Instead of offering protection, Uncle D struck the young boy without hesitation. He insisted that having Yu's talent chosen to benefit the family's young master was a great honor, and that Yu should willingly accept the sacrifice. The young Yu repeatedly pleaded to keep the talent that belonged to him, but Uncle D ignored every word. He forcefully dragged the frightened child before the mistress, where the extraction was about to begin, even as Yu cried and begged them to stop. Insisting that the talent was rightfully his, the mistress coldly declared that he had no authority to make such a decision. She immediately ordered the process to begin. Without showing the slightest compassion, Uncle D pinned Yu down by stomping on his foot. As Yu continued pleading in agony, Uncle D crushed his hand beneath his foot as well, complaining that the boy's desperate screams had become irritating. Yu's cries of pain echoed throughout the entire estate, while those responsible watched without a trace of mercy. Hangda dismissed the idea that Yu had somehow regained his beast-taming abilities. In his eyes, challenging Yu was the same as challenging the entire Luo family. Yu remained completely calm, and responded by questioning whether Hangda truly believed he was someone important enough to make such threats. The remark instantly provoked Hangda. Furious, he declared that someone he considered worthless had no right to speak with such confidence. Before the argument could continue, the world-destroying demon dragon released a thunderous roar that echoed across the area. Hangda merely laughed after seeing the dragon's youthful appearance. He mocked the fact that Yu had managed to contract a dragon, comparing it to an immature creature that had been forced into battle before reaching adulthood. Confident in his own strength, he claimed the young dragon would not survive even a single attack from his Gale dragon. Without hesitation, Hangda ordered his dragon to strike. The Gale dragon unleashed a massive hurricane that tore across the battlefield with overwhelming force. As the violent storm rushed toward them, Yu and his dragon remained perfectly still, showing no sign of concern. Hangda watched with a smug expression, convinced that victory was already guaranteed. In his mind, Yu's dragon could be nothing more than a young transcendent Tier 10 dragon that had foolishly challenged an opponent far beyond its level. Just before the hurricane reached them, the world-destroying demon dragon suddenly expanded in size. With a casual sweep of its enormous wings, the devastating storm was scattered as though it had never existed. Yu stood completely unharmed behind his dragon. Looking directly at Hangda, Yu calmly asked whether that insignificant attack was the best he could offer. He then declared that the moment Hangda chose to come there, he had already sealed his own fate. The world-destroying demon dragon answered with another deafening roar that shook the surroundings. For the first time, fear crept into Hangda's heart. Even so, he refused to believe he could possibly lose. After all, his Gale Dragon had already reached Starry Sky rank Tier 10. Yu dismissed the boast without hesitation. In his opinion, Hangda's Gale Dragon was not even worthy of serving as food for the world-destroying demon dragon. With those words, Yu activated the dragon domain. An endless black mist spread across the battlefield, swallowing everything within its reach. Hangda's eyes widened in horror as he recognized the terrifying ability before him. Dragon domains were powers reserved only for true dragon species, and the far rarer demon dragon species. Yu confirmed his suspicion by revealing the true identity of his companion. The creature before them was the world-destroying demon dragon, a being destined to one day feast upon every giant dragon belonging to the Luo family. Immediately afterward, the dragon opened its jaws and unleashed an overwhelming torrent of destructive flames. A blazing rain of fire crashed down upon Hangda and the Gale Dragon, engulfing the battlefield in violent explosions. When the flames finally subsided, both master and beast were left gravely wounded as they collapsed helplessly onto the ground. Hangda stared ahead in complete disbelief, unable to accept the crushing defeat. Struggling to stand once more, he was stopped when Yu stepped directly onto his hand. Looking down at him, Yu asked how it felt to be trampled by the very person he had once dismissed as worthless. It was a moment Yu had waited for ever since childhood, when Hangda had cruelly pinned him to the ground in exactly the same way. The arrogant confidence that had filled Hangda moments earlier vanished completely. He desperately begged for mercy, claiming that Yu should spare him out of gratitude for the years he had supposedly spent raising him. Yu showed no sympathy. Coldly rejecting the excuse, he forced Hangda to witness the fate of his own companion. The world-destroying demon dragon clamped its jaws around the badly injured Gale Dragon and devoured it whole. After consuming its prey, the dragon released a satisfied roar that echoed across the battlefield. Watching his beloved dragon disappear, Hangda cried out in despair. He pleaded for his own life and promised to obey any command if only Yu would spare him. Yu remained completely unmoved. Staring down at his defeated enemy, he declared that there was only one place left for Hangda to seek forgiveness. Hell, the world-destroying demon dragon slowly approached the helpless man before raising one massive foot. A single crushing step ended the battle, leaving the ground stained with blood. After the battle ended, Yu praised the world-destroying demon dragon for its impressive performance. The system then announced that he had successfully defeated an enemy beast tamer and rewarded him accordingly. His first reward was a red star rank demon heart, a priceless treasure containing the lifelong insights of a demon lord. When used on a dark element pet beast, the demon heart could elevate one of its abilities to the red star rank. Along with the treasure, Yu also received 900 system points and unlocked the right to contract a second pet beast. Without much hesitation, Yu already knew what kind of companion he wanted next. Since his newly awakened SSS-Rank Talent was God-slaying heavenly fire, he selected a fire element beast that perfectly complemented its power. The system summoned the purple flame emperor bird. Although the bird was only at awakening rank tier 1, its growth potential had already reached the astonishing level of Holy Spirit rank tier 10. As a fire attribute pet beast, it possessed 3 extraordinary innate talents. The first talent, Flame Spirit, granted it a form of immortality, allowing it to survive as long as even the smallest fragment of its flame spirit remained intact. Its second talent, Lord of Fire, enabled it to absorb every type of fire-based resource and transform that power into its own. The third talent, Emperor's Blood, exerted overwhelming bloodline suppression over any pet beast whose potential was lower than that of the purple flame emperor bird. The majestic aura surrounding the bird immediately impressed Yu. Its presence alone reflected the dignity expected of a pet beast with Holy Spirit rank tier 10 potential. He recalled that even the guardian divine dragon of G country possessed only Holy Spirit rank potential. Across the entire blue star, only 6 guardian divine beasts had ever reached that level. Yu realized that once the purple flame emperor bird matured completely, it would likely surpass even G Country's guardian divine dragon. Without delay, he formed a contract with the legendary bird. Brilliant light surrounded the purple flame emperor bird as the contract was completed. Soon afterward, Yu realized that carrying such a majestic creature everywhere in its full size would be rather inconvenient, so he used his power to shrink it into a much smaller and more portable form. Looking at his 2 extraordinary companions, Yu felt that another important step had been taken toward his ultimate goal of taking revenge on the Luo family. Meanwhile, the world-destroying demon dragon deliberately turned its head away, clearly displaying its jealousy over the arrival of the new companion. Yu smiled at the dragon's childish behavior and reassured it that there was no reason to be upset. He even promised that once he sold the final pet beast of the week, he would use the reward to improve the dragon's bloodline potential. Just then, the tiny purple flame emperor bird noticed the larger dragon and happily fluttered over, landing beside the world-destroying demon dragon. It excitedly flapped its little wings, as if trying to introduce itself. The innocent display immediately melted the world-destroying demon dragon's heart. Its earlier jealousy vanished almost instantly, replaced by obvious affection for the adorable little bird. Watching the unexpected friendship develop, Yu could not help thinking that even a mighty dragon could be completely won over by something irresistibly cute. With the atmosphere relaxed once again, Yu took out the newly acquired demon heart for the world-destroying demon dragon. Consuming it would not only strengthen the dragon, but also move it one step closer to reaching Holy Spirit rank Tier 1. The dragon eagerly swallowed the demon heart in a single bite. Judging by its immediate reaction, however, the treasure tasted far worse than it looked. Yu quickly warned the dragon not to consume such a powerful item too hastily. The demon heart contained immense dark energy, along with countless violent and chaotic emotions accumulated by the former demon lord. Unsurprisingly, the dragon soon began whimpering in discomfort. Yu gently scolded it, explaining that recklessly devouring such a treasure would only cause problems. He then channeled his spiritual power, carefully surrounding the dragon with streams of energy, while gradually refining the violent power hidden inside the demon heart. Once the dangerous impurities had been completely purified, Yu instructed the world-destroying demon dragon to absorb the refined energy. The dragon let out a thunderous roar as the process reached its conclusion. The system immediately announced the successful refinement of the demon heart. As a result, one of the dragon's abilities evolved into a red star rank skill known as Evil Demon Dragon Eyes. With a single gaze, the skill could devastate an opponent's divine soul, while inflicting overwhelming mental corruption. The demon heart also strengthened the dragon's body itself. Its demon dragon body advanced to the red star rank, dramatically increasing its physical durability and granting it extraordinary resistance against direct physical attacks. With every new evolution, the world-destroying demon dragon grew even closer to becoming the unstoppable force Yu needed for the battles that lay ahead. Brilliant flash of light suddenly illuminated the surroundings. In the next instant, the world-destroying demon dragon rapidly shrank in size. Overflowing with confidence, it regarded itself as completely invincible and believed that even the purple flame emperor bird should acknowledge its superiority. Moments later, it affectionately approached Yu, making it clear that it had thoroughly enjoyed consuming the demon heart and wanted another one. Yu reminded the dragon that a demon heart was an exceptionally rare treasure, rather than something that could be treated like an everyday snack. With the matter settled, his attention shifted to the aftermath of the battle. Looking across the enormous pool of blood covering the ground, he realized there was still a great deal of cleanup to be done, something he found rather troublesome. Instead of handling it himself, Yu placed a phone call and casually informed someone that there had been a minor incident near the entrance of his shop, and that the area needed to be cleaned. Although he described the situation as only slightly messy, the reality was far different. When Tanyan arrived, he was immediately confronted by an enormous lake of blood. The sight left him stunned, and he could hardly believe Yu had referred to it as a small mess. After carefully examining the scene, he quickly recognized the blood as belonging to a giant dragon species. The surrounding traces of windblade attacks further pointed him toward a single conclusion. The fallen creature had most likely been a Gale dragon. Since the Lu family was known for possessing dragon-type pet beasts of that caliber, Tanyan became convinced that Yu and the Lu family shared a deep conflict. Even more astonishing was the evidence suggesting that the battle had been overwhelmingly one-sided. Without wasting any time, he instructed his subordinates to clean the entire area, and within a short period, every trace of the fight had completely disappeared. Several hours later, Tanyan returned to the Luo family estate, where a staff member immediately informed him that the young lady had become upset once again. Jingqing rushed outside in frustration, criticizing him for pouring so many valuable resources into the goblin breeding project. From her perspective, breeding pet beasts had an extremely low success rate, making such an investment far too risky. Despite her concerns, Tanyan remained confident. He believed that the unique goblin possessed the potential to establish an entire clan in the future. If he ever became the head of the Luo family, that goblin clan would become the family's greatest source of strength. Jingqing remained dissatisfied, feeling that he had become so devoted to the goblin that he was neglecting the growth of her little ice fox. Tanyan reassured her through his actions, having already prepared premium cultivation resources for both the ice fox and the scarlet flame chicken. Just then, a staff member arrived carrying the collection of treasures he had gathered. The dazzling assortment instantly captured Jingqing's attention. Among them, the Crimson Heart Earthfire and the Purple Mystic Extreme Ice stood out the most, leaving her visibly excited by their extraordinary value. Before her excitement could get out of hand, Tanyan reminded her that these rare treasures were not for personal use. Instead, they had been prepared as gifts for you, and he entrusted Jingqing with personally delivering them. Although she was clearly unhappy about being asked to run the errand, she reluctantly accepted the task. Not long afterward, Jingqing arrived at the Mythical Pet Beast shop. As she made her way inside, she reflected on how far-sighted her brother had become. At first, she could not understand why he was willing to part with treasures of such incredible worth. However, Tanyan had explained that without Yu's assistance, his own talent would have permanently limited him to the sovereign rank. Now, after obtaining the Scarlet Flame Chicken, not only had reaching the peak of the sovereign rank become possible, but even advancing into the overlord rank was no longer an impossible dream. Those words changed Jingqing's perspective. She realized that building a positive relationship with Yu might also create opportunities for her own future growth. Entering the shop, she delivered the Crimson Heart Earthfire and the Purple Mystic Extreme Ice as tokens of gratitude from the Luo family. Yu was genuinely surprised by the gifts. Tanyan had already gone out of his way to clean up the aftermath of the previous day's battle, and Yu had not even had the opportunity to properly express his thanks. Jingqing considered the gifts insignificant in comparison to everything the Luo family had gained. The pet beasts obtained from Yu not only became stronger themselves, but were also capable of improving the talent of their beast tamers, making the treasures seem like a modest gesture in return. That explanation caused Yu to realize that the pet beasts available through the system shop possessed an additional hidden benefit that he had not previously recognized. With that newfound understanding, he accepted the Luo family's gifts without hesitation. After Jingqing departed, Yu immediately decided that the Crimson Heart Earthfire would be perfect for the Purple Flame Emperor bird. He summoned the bird and presented the crystal to it. The bird eagerly absorbed the treasure, and almost immediately, it began advancing to the next level. As its power surged, the Purple Flame Emperor bird returned to its original form. A magnificent cry echoed through the surroundings, announcing its breakthrough with an overwhelming display of majesty. The system confirmed that the Purple Flame Emperor bird had successfully mastered the Red Star ranked skill, True Body of the Flame Bird. This powerful ability significantly enhanced both the volume of flames it could produce and the destructive force behind every attack. Yu was amazed that the bird's very first breakthrough had rewarded it with such a high-level skill. Once again, he realized that pet beasts obtained through the system's point exchange were vastly superior to those acquired by ordinary means. At the same time, the atmosphere at Magic City Beast Taming University was unusually calm. Inside one of the classrooms, a female instructor began the lesson by emphasizing a simple principle. In the world of beast taming, true strength was everything. The instructor, Liu Luochan, was a Tier 6 Dark Moon-ranked beast tamer. To demonstrate her point, she asked the students whether anyone had confidence in their own abilities and invited volunteers to assist with the day's practical lesson. Many of the male students eagerly stepped forward, drawn as much by her beauty as by the opportunity itself. Liu Luochan explained that participating meant engaging in a pet beast battle. She selected 2 students from the volunteers. One was Ruo Yun, while the other was Yan Xiaopeng. The class immediately recognized Ruo Yun as one of the university's 4 campus belles. Everyone knew she possessed a support-type beast-taming talent with exceptional future potential. Her opponent, however, had contracted a mad blade werewolf, a pet beast renowned for its overwhelming offensive strength. The obvious mismatch quickly became the topic of discussion. Since Ruo Yun's support-type pet beast lacked offensive abilities, many students believed it had little chance of surviving against such an aggressive opponent. Some even joked that her moonlight butterfly would be defeated so badly that it would seem to revert to its weakest form. Feeling helpless, Ruo Yun turned to Nanyan for help. After some playful persuasion, Nanyan agreed to step in and fight on her behalf. The appearance of another beautiful student immediately attracted even more attention. Nanyan explained to the instructor that Ruo Yun specialized in support rather than direct combat, and requested permission to take her place. Liu Luochan accepted the substitution, provided Yan Xiaopeng had no objections. Xiaopeng remained completely unconcerned. Confident in his own strength, he believed victory was guaranteed regardless of who stood across from him. With permission granted, Nanyan summoned her pet beast. To everyone's surprise, it was merely a slime. The spectators were stunned, as slimes were widely regarded as weak, low-level creatures with almost no combat potential. The instructor confirmed that Nanyan truly intended to fight using the slime. Xiaopeng then reminded everyone that battles carried risks, and that if the slime died during combat, he would bear no responsibility. His dismissive attitude irritated one of Nanyan's admirers, while another student commented that beauty alone meant little without genuine strength. In contrast, Ruo Yun urged everyone not to underestimate Nanyan's slime. Skeptics argued that no matter how much a slime developed, its potential was naturally limited, and it could never advance beyond awakening rank Tier 3. Ruo Yun remained confident, believing the battle itself would prove them wrong. Determined to change everyone's opinion, Nanyan prepared to teach Xiaopeng a lesson for underestimating her pet beast. Xiaopeng simply found the idea laughable and summoned his mad blade werewolf. With both pet beasts now on the battlefield, the duel officially began. The mad blade werewolf released a ferocious roar before charging directly toward the slime at full speed. Nanyan remained completely unfazed as the battle began. Her slime immediately activated water blue silk, launching streams of water toward the approaching mad blade werewolf. Xiaopeng dismissed the attack without concern, believing that a mere gold-ranked skill stood no chance against his powerful pet beast. Confident of victory, he urged the mad blade werewolf to continue its assault. The werewolf rushed forward at incredible speed, swinging the blades attached to its arms as it attempted to break through the incoming attack and close the distance. Its explosive momentum impressed many of the students watching the match. Before it could reach its target, the slime's water blue silk successfully wrapped around the mad blade werewolf, restricting its movements. Even then, Xiaopeng remained convinced that the restraint would not last long against such a powerful opponent. Moments later, however, one of the students noticed that something seemed terribly wrong. Another student looked on in disbelief as the mad blade werewolf suddenly began coughing up blood. A painful cry escaped the beast before it collapsed onto the battlefield. Xiaopeng was left speechless by the unexpected outcome. Meanwhile, Nanyan wore a satisfied expression, knowing that her victory had shattered everyone's assumptions. Xiaopeng found it impossible to accept that his mad blade werewolf had been defeated by nothing more than a slime. Nanyan calmly explained that the world of pet beasts was full of limitless possibilities. Recalling words she had once learned from Yu, she expressed the belief that even an ordinary slime could one day surpass a giant dragon. The statement left the entire class stunned. Her supporters quickly erupted with excitement, while many students became increasingly curious about the slime's incredible strength. One of the girls in the audience could not stop wondering what kind of cultivation resources Nanyan had used to raise such an extraordinary pet beast. Ruo Yun hurried over with obvious excitement, thrilled by Nanyan's victory. Nanyan accepted the praise with complete confidence, treating the entire battle as though it had been effortless. On the other side of the arena, Xiaopeng anxiously tried to revive his unconscious mad blade werewolf. Seeing the situation, Ruo Yun stepped forward and offered to heal the injured pet beast. Grateful for the assistance, Xiaopeng sincerely thanked her. Nanyan jokingly pointed out that Ruo Yun's healing abilities were normally extremely valuable, making Xiaopeng exceptionally fortunate. Nevertheless, Ruo Yun considered it a simple act of kindness between classmates. She directed her moonlight butterfly to cast holy brilliance. Countless sparkling particles drifted gently over the injured werewolf, rapidly restoring its condition. Xiaopeng watched in complete amazement as his pet beast recovered at an astonishing speed. immediately recognizing that the healing skill had reached the gold rank. Even Liu Luoqian was surprised by what she had witnessed. Based on the butterfly's appearance and abilities, she initially suspected it might be a white moon butterfly with hollow moon-ranked potential. However, she also knew that such a species had disappeared long ago. Ruo Yun explained that the pet beast was actually a moonlight butterfly that had evolved from an ordinary green cotton bug. The revelation shocked Liu Luoqian. She instantly concluded that someone with extraordinary nurturing expertise must have guided the evolution. Wanting to learn more, she instructed Ruo Yun to meet her after class. Later that day, Liu Luoqian reflected on the events of the lesson. She pointed out that Nanyan's words had perfectly illustrated the true nature of beast taming. Whether it was a slime overcoming a mad-blade werewolf, or a green cotton bug evolving into a moonlight butterfly, seemingly impossible achievements could become reality. Ruo Yun agreed with her conclusion. Liu Luoqian continued by explaining that such miracles were only possible through exceptional nurturing techniques. She revealed that hundreds of thousands of years ago, there had once been a profession that elevated beast taming and cultivation to unprecedented heights. Nanyan was surprised to hear about this forgotten occupation. Having never encountered it before, Liu Luoqian explained that these legendary experts were known as breeders. According to ancient records, a truly gifted breeder possessed such extraordinary skill that even an ordinary loach could eventually be nurtured into a giant dragon. Ruo Yun initially found the claim difficult to believe, but Nanyan reminded her that similar stories had already been covered in history lessons. She also noted that becoming a breeder demanded exceptional talent, which was one of the reasons the profession had gradually disappeared over time. Those words immediately reminded Ruo Yun of the mysterious owner of the mythical pet beast shop. Curious, Liu Luoqian asked about the person she had in mind. Nanyan then revealed that both her remarkable slime and Ruo Yun's green cotton bug, which later evolved into a moonlight butterfly, had originally been purchased from the mythical pet beast shop. The revelation immediately caught Liu Luoqian's attention. She became eager to visit the shop herself, quietly suspecting that its mysterious owner was the hidden expert responsible for these astonishing miracles. The following day, a luxurious car raced through the city before coming to a stop outside the mythical pet beast shop. A graceful woman stepped out, carefully checked the address, and confirmed that she had arrived at the correct location before making her way inside. At that moment, Yu was inside the shop, quietly reflecting on how the purple flame emperor bird had already advanced through dozens of levels within the transcendent rank. Hearing this, the world-destroying demon dragon immediately became dissatisfied, insisting that it would eventually surpass the bird in strength. Just then, Liu Luoqian entered the shop and called for the owner. The sudden arrival of a stranger caused one of Yu's pet beasts to instinctively release its aura. The overwhelming pressure instantly froze Liu Luoqian in place, leaving her unable to move. Yu quickly apologized for the unexpected scare, explaining that his pet beast had only recently awakened a new talent and still lacked complete control over its immense power. Learning that the terrifying pressure originated from a talent rather than pure cultivation left Liu Luoqian genuinely astonished. She introduced herself as Liu Luoqian, an instructor from Magic City Beast Taming University, and confirmed that Yu was indeed the manager of the shop. After receiving confirmation, she explained that Nanyan and Ruo Yun were both her students. According to them, the pet beasts sold in this shop were unlike any others they had encountered. Yu responded modestly, refusing to exaggerate the quality of his pet beasts. Liu Luoqian then asked him directly whether he was a breeder. The question caught Yu's attention. After a brief pause, he admitted that if others wished to regard him as a breeder, he had no objection. Although he kept the real reason to himself, the system not only provided a shop module, but also included a breeding module. Accepting the title of breeder could prove useful in the future. His answer left Liu Luoqian momentarily speechless. Rather than probing further, she chose to respect his privacy. She understood that the techniques of an accomplished breeder were priceless secrets that would never be casually shared with someone they had only just met. She then explained the true purpose of her visit. Having yet to contract her fourth pet beast, she hoped to find a suitable companion in the shop. Yu immediately became interested at the prospect of another customer and asked what kind of pet beast she was looking for. Liu Luoqian revealed that her talent was the A-rank dragon wings, an ability that greatly enhanced dragon-type creatures. Because of this, she specifically wanted a pet beast possessing a dragon bloodline. The moment Yu heard the words dragon bloodline, he became curious about her relationship with the Liu family. Liu Luochan hesitated briefly as old memories resurfaced. Growing up within the Liu family, she had constantly been criticized for possessing only an A-rank talent. Among the three great dragon-taming families, one had produced an S-rank dragon tamer, while the Liu family itself had given birth to an unprecedented heir, blessed with dual S-rank talents. Compared to those exceptional figures, she had always been viewed as a disappointment. Choosing not to discuss her family's internal affairs, she firmly indicated that such personal matters had nothing to do with purchasing a pet beast. Realizing he had touched upon a sensitive topic, Yu immediately apologized. He admitted that he currently had no ordinary dragon bloodline pet beasts for sale. However, he added that he did possess something even rarer, an actual dragon. The claim immediately drew Liu Luochan's skepticism. The three great dragon-taming families had long monopolized giant dragon species, making such a statement difficult to believe. Yu calmly insisted that his shop had always operated honestly before summoning the world-destroying demon dragon. He even remarked that ordinary giant dragons were hardly worthy of being considered food in the eyes of this extraordinary creature. Still unconvinced, Liu Luochan asked to see the so-called true dragon. Rather than presenting a massive dragon, Yu produced a small glass jar. Inside swam what appeared to be nothing more than a red carp. The unexpected sight left Liu Luochan completely bewildered. Instead of the promised true dragon, all she could see was an ordinary fish that looked more suitable for a dinner table than a battlefield. She even wondered whether Yu had accidentally taken out the wrong container. Yu calmly assured her that there had been no mistake. Liu Luochan pointed out that the creature was simply a common red carp, the same kind found in markets everywhere. Instead of arguing, Yu asked whether she had ever heard the ancient legend of a fish leaping over the Dragon Gate. As an instructor at Magic City Beast Taming University, Liu Luochan naturally understood the story. According to the legend, any dragon-kin creature, whether a loach or a carp, could transform into a true dragon if it successfully crossed the Dragon Gate. Her explanation was perfectly accurate. However, she also pointed out that the Dragon Gate itself had supposedly disappeared more than 100,000 years ago, making the legend impossible to recreate. Yu then revealed the carp's greatest secret. It possessed the ability to construct the ancient Dragon Gate by itself. Liu Luochan found the claim almost impossible to believe. Without attempting to persuade her further, Yu simply put the jar away and remarked that she was free to purchase elsewhere if she did not trust his words. Instead of leaving, Liu Luochan immediately stopped him and decided to buy the pet beast. Yu handed over the jar, allowing her to form a contract with the carp. As soon as the contract was completed, the pet beast's information appeared before her. It was called the brocade carp, and its innate talent, Leap the Dragon Gate, allowed it to absorb cultivation resources, recreate the legendary Dragon Gate, and ultimately evolve into a true dragon by obtaining a genuine dragon bloodline. Only then did Liu Luochan realize that every word Yu had spoken was true. Acknowledging her mistaken judgment, she sincerely apologized for doubting him. As she lowered her head in apology, the strap of her top unexpectedly snapped. The sudden accident caught Yu completely off guard. Embarrassed by the awkward situation, he immediately turned his head away and avoided looking any further. Afterward, Liu Luochan made one more request. She needed Yu's help retrieving a change of clothes from her car. Yu immediately hurried outside. At that moment, his imagination had already run wild, and he feared that the situation could somehow be misunderstood and lead to serious trouble. He felt relieved that he had acted quickly, believing that any delay could have made things much worse. He opened the trunk of Liu Luochan's car, found the bag containing her spare clothes, and quickly returned to the shop. Not long afterward, Liu Luochan thanked him for his assistance. Yu brushed it off as a simple favor, before turning his attention back to the brocade carp. He asked whether she had any plans for how to nurture it and help it grow stronger. Liu Luochan explained that her first three contracted pet beasts already possessed metal, water, and wind attributes. Because of this, she wanted to try developing the brocade carp through a completely different path. After considering various options, she decided to use a lightning-type crystal as its resource. She placed the crystal into the aquarium, and the brocade carp immediately reacted. As it attempted to absorb the energy, a mysterious phenomenon began to occur. The legendary Dragon Gate gradually appeared before them. Only then did Liu Luochan truly understand that the ancient legend was not merely a story. It was real. The moment the world-destroying demon dragon sensed the appearance of the Dragon Gate, it reacted with intense excitement and released a powerful roar. Yu quickly stopped it, preventing it from disturbing the process. Seeing the dragon's unusual reaction, Liu Luchan became worried that something had gone wrong. Yu reassured her that everything was proceeding normally and told her to continue focusing on nurturing the brocade carp. She added another crystal into the aquarium. Lightning energy immediately surged through the dragon gate, causing the entire structure to become increasingly stable. After carefully observing the changes, Yu determined that the dragon gate had fully stabilized. Once the brocade carp successfully passed through it, its evolution would be complete. Encouraged by this, Liu Luchan urged the small fish to begin its transformation. The brocade carp released a bubble around itself and slowly moved toward the dragon gate. However, as it approached, the overwhelming power radiating from the gate caused it to hesitate. Liu Luchan immediately became anxious, fearing that the brocade carp might fail at the final step. Yu explained that the dragon gate was created through the brocade carp's own talent. Since Liu Luchan had already formed a contract with it, their destinies were now connected. The carp could not complete its transformation without receiving strength and support from its master. Understanding his meaning, Liu Luchan immediately activated her dragon wings talent to strengthen the brocade carp. At that moment, Yu realized that he had underestimated her abilities. Liu Luchan continued encouraging the brocade carp as the energy surrounding the bubble rapidly intensified. The small fish became more determined, and its expression grew increasingly fierce as it pushed forward. Half of its body had already passed through the dragon gate. With one final effort, it completely crossed the barrier. The moment the transformation succeeded, Liu Luchan suddenly felt a powerful change within herself. Her beast-taming talent began to evolve, alongside her pet beast. Yu explained that after forming a contract with the brocade carp, their futures had become deeply connected. Since the brocade carp had successfully transformed into a dragon, the evolution of her own talent was a natural consequence. Liu Luchan was completely stunned by this unexpected development. A pair of magnificent dragon wings emerged behind her, while the brocade carp underwent its own transformation, evolving into a crimson lightning flood dragon. The newly evolved dragon had reached Transcendent Rank Tier 6 and possessed Monarch Rank Tier 4 potential. Its original talent remained Leap the Dragon Gate, allowing it to continue pursuing further evolution and greater power. Liu Luchan acknowledged that while the Crimson Lightning Flood Dragon was incredibly powerful, it still did not belong to the giant dragon species. Yu explained that his shop always operated honestly. He clarified that the creature was not a giant dragon, but instead belonged to the flood dragon lineage. The dragon race contained countless different branches, each with its own characteristics. Giant dragons typically had more lizard-like appearances, while flood dragons usually possessed long, serpent-like bodies. He further explained that once the Crimson Lightning Flood Dragon reached the Overlord rank, it would undergo another transformation and become a true dragon species. After explaining its origins, Yu informed Liu Luchan that the brocade carp, along with the evolution opportunity he had provided, cost a total of 5 million. She immediately completed the payment by card and quietly prepared to leave as quickly as possible, worried that the shop owner might suddenly reconsider the transaction. However, Yu simply confirmed the payment and allowed her to leave. At that moment, the world-destroying demon dragon suddenly released another powerful roar. Yu instantly understood its meaning. After witnessing the dragon gate and the transformation of the brocade carp, the demon dragon also desired an evolution of its own. The world-destroying demon dragon sensed that the dragon gate contained the accumulated essence and inheritance of countless Eastern and Western dragons from thousands of years of history. Through this experience, it had gained new understanding, deeper insight, and greater strength. As the dragon continued roaring, the system suddenly issued an announcement. The world-destroying demon dragon had successfully advanced to Starry Sky Rank Tier 1. It had awakened a new talent called Holy Dragon, and all of its existing skills had been upgraded to the Red Star rank. Yu could not hide his happiness after receiving the news. The growth of his pet beast had exceeded his expectations. That night, inside a large estate, Liu Luchan still felt as though everything that happened earlier had been unreal. She never imagined that a simple visit to a pet beast shop would allow her to contract a pure-blooded dragon-type creature. While she was still processing everything, someone knocked on her door. Surprised by the late-night visitor, Liu Luchan opened the door and discovered that it was her teacher standing outside. The elderly man apologized for disturbing her rest, but she quickly welcomed him inside. Since it had been her first day teaching at the university, the old teacher asked how her classes had gone. Liu Luchan responded positively and revealed that she had discovered two extraordinary talents among the students. She hoped he would pay special attention to them in the future. Her words immediately caught his interest, and he asked her to explain further. She introduced the two freshmen as Shen Nian and Duo. Both of them had contracted special growth-type pet beasts, and she believed their potential was nearly limitless. The old teacher was shocked by the revelation. Pet beasts with special growth-type talents were extremely rare. Any beast tamer capable of contracting such a creature had the potential to rise to the level of a provincial governor, and with enough growth, they could even become one of the nation's strongest pillars. Liu Luoshan then revealed that she herself had also obtained a new pet beast from the same shop where those two students purchased theirs. She explained that when she first acquired it, the creature was only a brocade carp that had not even reached awakening rank tier 1. Yet after its evolution, it had transformed into a sovereign rank existence. The old teacher was completely stunned and immediately asked to see the creature. Liu Luochan summoned the Crimson Lightning Flood Dragon. The moment the dragon appeared, the old man's expression changed dramatically. He immediately recognized that it was a flood dragon species. According to historical records, flood dragons had long since left for the dragon realm. He never expected that Liu Luochan would one day possess one herself. Unable to believe what he was seeing, he asked whether all these extraordinary pet beasts truly came from the same mysterious shop. Liu Luochan confirmed that they did. She also mentioned that the prices were surprisingly low. In her opinion, the shop owner was not focused on making money. Instead, she suspected that he was carrying out a much larger plan, nurturing future genius beast tamers across the world. The old teacher was deeply shocked by this possibility. Liu Luochan then asked whether he believed an SSS-Rank beast tamer could appear in their current era. The old teacher explained that no such person had appeared yet. However, ancient records revealed that the beast-taming civilization of the previous era had been destroyed by an SSS-Rank powerhouse. If someone of that level appeared again, their existence could either become humanity's greatest blessing or its greatest disaster. Liu Luochan considered revealing Yu's true strength, but ultimately decided against it. She worried that if her teacher viewed the shop owner as a potential threat to the nation, he might attempt to restrict or imprison him, leading to unimaginable consequences. Instead, she proposed a safer approach, sending trustworthy young beast tamers to purchase pet beasts from the Mythical Pet Beast shop. This would allow them to maintain a positive relationship with Yu, while quietly learning more about the mysterious shop. The old teacher agreed with her plan. The next day at the shop, Yu received an unexpected system reward simply for becoming the owner of his first store. The task had been incredibly simple, and with his current savings, he already had enough funds to purchase the property completely. He contacted Boss Zhang, the owner of the building he was renting, and offered to buy the shop for 17 million. Boss Zhang immediately rejected the offer, claiming the price was too low, and asking Yu to meet him in person so they could discuss the matter. Yu explained that he had already researched the local market. Similar shops nearby were generally valued at around 15 million at most, meaning his offer was already higher than the normal market price. However, Boss Zhang interpreted the situation differently. Seeing that Yu was willing to offer such a large amount, he assumed that the young shop owner desperately wanted the property and believed he could demand an even higher price. He dismissed Yu's reasoning and told him to wait until they met face to face. After ending the call, Yu could only shake his head at Boss Zhang's greed, thinking that the man's desire for more money seemed endless. Shortly afterward, two young men entered the Mythical Pet Beast shop. The blonde-haired twin looked around the modest-looking store and questioned whether this was truly the place their grandfather had told them about. The appearance of the shop seemed far too ordinary for the hidden expert they were searching for. His silver-haired twin, however, believed appearances could be misleading. In his view, a true master would not care about maintaining an impressive-looking shop, and there could very well be an extraordinary figure hidden somewhere within the city. Yu approached them and asked whether they needed assistance. The blonde-haired young man explained that they had come to purchase pet beast cubs and requested to meet the shop manager. Yu calmly informed them that he was the manager himself. The blonde-haired twin was immediately surprised by Yu's young appearance. He assumed Yu was merely a college student working part-time at the shop, rather than the person in charge. His silver-haired brother quickly stopped him from making careless remarks. The twins then introduced themselves as the grandsons of the principal of Beast Taming University. They explained that the talents they had awakened were considered difficult to develop, which was why they were searching for suitable pet beasts. Yu listened carefully and examined their abilities. The blonde-haired twin possessed a B-rank talent called Accelerated Growth, which could only increase the growth speed of contracted pet beasts. The silver-haired twin believed his own talent was superior. His B-rank talent, Reading Destruction, granted contracted pet beasts the powerful ability known as Tear Attack. Rather than viewing their talents as limitations, Yu explained that both abilities had great potential when paired with the correct pet beasts. For the blonde-haired twin, Accelerated Growth was especially suitable for nurturing swarm-type creatures. Such pet beasts could multiply rapidly, and once a large enough swarm was formed, they could create devastating beast tides, capable of overwhelming enemies. As for the silver-haired twin, Yu explained that his talent was best matched with pet beasts, possessing extreme destructive capabilities. The silver-haired twin agreed, admitting that he had considered this possibility before, but had never found a creature that truly matched his talent. Yu then placed 2 small containers on the counter and invited them to examine them closely. The twins looked inside but initially saw nothing. The blonde-haired young man became confused, wondering where the promised pet beast cubs were. He had expected to see creatures capable of eventually forming a powerful swarm army. The silver-haired twin was equally puzzled and questioned where the actual pet beasts were. Yu told them to look more carefully because the creatures were already inside the containers. After searching again, the twins finally noticed 2 tiny ants. The blonde-haired twin was disappointed at first, unable to understand how such ordinary-looking insects could become powerful pet beasts. However, his brother became curious and wondered whether the ants possessed some hidden ability. Yu confirmed that they had discovered the important detail. Both ants had awakened a rare growth-type talent called Engrave. As long as they were provided with a complete evolutionary route, they could evolve directly toward the form described by that route. Yu had already engraved complete evolutionary paths for both ants and handed the twins the corresponding evolution charts. When the blonde-haired twin examined his chart, his expression changed completely. His ant could eventually evolve into a brood mother, a powerful existence capable of producing sovereign rank units, such as demon god ants, army-breaking ants, and sky ants. The silver-haired twin was equally shocked after seeing the future of his own ant. Its final evolution path led toward the terrifying heaven-rending ant, a creature possessing destructive power, strong enough to tear apart the sky itself. The twins immediately expressed their gratitude toward Yu. Yu simply told them that properly nurturing the 2 little ants would be the best way to repay him. Deep inside, he understood that these creatures would become part of the powerful forces he was quietly building. In the future, those forces could potentially shake the entire Blue Star. Just then, Yu received a phone call. The caller was Boss Zhang, who informed him that he had arrived outside the shop and expected Yu to come out and greet him. Yu calmly told him that he could simply enter the shop himself. Boss Zhang immediately became irritated. He insisted that Yu personally come outside to welcome him, and even hinted that Yu's desire to purchase the shop would depend on his attitude. Yu repeated that Boss Zhang was free to walk inside, and made it clear that he would not say it again. After entering the shop, Boss Zhang revealed that he had already investigated Yu's background. He claimed that Yu was merely a student who had failed the college entrance examination, and was not even a beast tamer. He then demanded a final price of 30 million for the property. The blonde-haired twin instantly became angry. He criticized Boss Zhang's greed, and pointed out that the shop's actual value was only around 15 million. Boss Zhang remained arrogant, stating that since the shop belonged to him, he could demand whatever price he wanted. If they could not afford it, they could simply leave. The blonde-haired twin was furious at his attitude, and questioned how Boss Zhang dared to behave so arrogantly. The twins then told Yu that they would handle the matter themselves, and that he did not need to waste his time dealing with someone insignificant. Yu calmly reminded them not to create trouble and disturb the surrounding neighbors. The twins immediately called for Uncle Chen. Meanwhile, Boss Zhang remained completely unaware of the powerful bodyguard standing behind him. He continued boasting about his own fighting ability, and claimed that he was not afraid of anyone. At that moment, Uncle Chen suddenly grabbed the back of Boss Zhang's clothes, and questioned whether he was the person who had been disrespecting their young masters.